All right, Paulie. It's I don't know. Are you gonna sleep tonight, Paul? It's opening day eve.
It is the greatest eve of all eves.
It's the most magical night of the year. You have to hang up your stocking, put some cookies out for Santa.
Rob Manfred's gonna come down my chimney.
He's gonna drink the milk and eat the cookies by your fireplace. And then
Well,
he's
he loves the eve of baseball season so much he creates like three of them.
right. And then he's gonna make sure you buy your Netflix subscription so you can watch the Yankees play tomorrow night.
Ridiculous. Like I was thinking about that. Like even if I wanted to go to a bar to watch the game, what are the odds a bar has Netflix?
I mean, I can't imagine they do. Why would a bar have Netflix?
That's what I mean. So if I wanted to go to the bar tomorrow, because I don't live in the Yankees broadcast area,
Yeah.
actually it doesn't matter, right? Even if you lived in New York, you still got to get Netflix, I
No,
guess.
it's exclusively on Netflix.
Right.
It's
So if
not,
you go to the bar tomorrow, not going to be enough.
I mean, I guess the bartender or somebody there could log in under, but I mean, they'd have to download the app and they're really making it complicated
I guess they're hoping that a number of establishments get a Netflix account.
for the two games that'll be on Netflix this year, but the
Yep.
two happen to be opening day.
Yep.
Well, before we get too far into the 2026 Yankee preview, Paul, we're the two guys from Jersey podcast. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify. Subscribe, like the video. All of these things are free, but then more people can hear the amazing opinions we give and see our faces on TV, on your computer. Not on Netflix. It's free. There's no subscription fee here. It's all free.
You don't need a password.
No password. I mean, I'll give you my password if you subscribe. The 10,000th subscriber, we're doing the show free. For the 20,000th subscriber, I'll give you my Netflix password and you can watch the game for free on me. Yeah. You can see my watch list. You can see it all. 20,000 subscribers. My promise to you.
That's very generous of you.
So I was thinking about this today, Paul. Baseball is like the wildest sport. Like they're playing spring training games like right now, and then the season starts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It is so wild.
It's very wild and also doesn't make any sense. And I'm just gonna, if you'll allow me like 2 minutes to go on my annual MLB messes up opening day soapbox.
The floor is yours, Paul.
So every year Major League Baseball ruins opening day. They're the only sport that has something that's called opening day, and they keep making it not important by having the Yankees play the Giants tomorrow on Netflix is so pointless. If you're not a Yankees fan or a Giants fan, you have no idea that game's happening.
0%.
0%. I live in South Jersey. They're all Phillies fans. Nobody knows the Yankees are playing tomorrow.
No.
Then the Yankees don't play the next day when other teams are all having opening day games. But there's also six teams that don't play Friday, don't play Thursday. They play Friday.
Right.
So you have three different days which teams will be playing their first game. Why? The baseball had so much momentum coming off of last year's World Series. People who weren't even baseball fans were talking about how great that World Series was. The first game of the season should have been at the end of opening day. Every team plays primetime game, Blue Jays, Dodgers. Run it back. Everybody would be talking about it. Instead, what are we doing? And they wonder why nobody watches baseball.
Yeah, because it'll be the Tuesday after Easter when the casual fan will be like, oh, baseball started a week ago.
Right.
I didn't even know.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, they still got a team here in Cleveland. Like, yeah, we got uniforms and everything. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, like
But imagine if the Dodgers were playing the Blue Jays on Thursday.
yeah,
You don't think people would be talking about that?
of course they would.
Of course.
But I mean,
They play each other this year anyway. Every team plays each other. Major League Baseball can literally handpick the matchup they want. The NFL can't
right,
because you
the
can't guarantee scheduling.
Right.
You know
They're
what I mean?
tied in with divisions and oh, this year the NFC
Conferences,
East plays the AFC West and blah blah blah. And
right?
you
In
only
Major
have
League
17 games
Baseball,
to work with.
right? In Major League Baseball, every team plays every team. You can
Right.
literally pick whatever matchup you want.
Right.
Why did you pick Yankees or Giants?
On
Like,
at 9:05 on a Wednesday night on Netflix.
yeah, the Wednesday is even weird.
The the Wednesday's weird. The I get it. We live in this world where Netflix and these other streaming services are going to pay for the rights for games,
Mhm.
but did they overpay that much to get opening day? Like you have to give them opening day. The first game of the season, the first game of Yankees baseball,
Mhm.
that's the one, that's the game you have to give them.
I know.
You can't give them a random game next week or, give them the Sunday broadcast for Easter. You give
I
them the
know.
first game of the baseball season. It
And if
doesn't,
you are, and if you are, pick a better game. The
right,
Giants didn't even make the postseason last year,
right. And it's an East Coast, West Coast game. It's a weird,
and
it's
it's
not a
in San
traditional
Francisco.
rivalry.
It's in San Francisco in March.
Right,
Like I went to a Giants game in August and wore a hoodie and a winter hat.
right. Yeah. So it's going to be what, like four, it's a 4 o'clock local game out there.
No, not even if it's
No,
nine,
it's
it's
nine.
6.
It's six, right? So we're freezing cold. Yeah. I don't, if, and you and I talk about this a lot, how they need to rehaul a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And even if you want to say, hey, we can't have a traditional opening day, that Saturday, March 27th is opening day. Everyone plays Saturday because, there's only going to be eyeballs on the TV at 1, 4, and 7.
Mhm.
Great. Make Thursday opening day for the American League and Friday the opening day for the National League, if that's how you want to do it. Or make Thursday the opening day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever you want to do. Make it so it's days for each so everyone knows and break it
Mhm.
up into rivalries. Like you said, hey, the opening weekend is going to be, you know, Dodgers, Giants, Yankees, Mets. Get people into it and have it all be 2 game series. They're going to play 2 games. They're going to play Thursday, Saturday, do it just like the NCAA.
Yeah.
You're going to play Thursday, Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, whatever it's going to be,
Mhm.
and have it be exciting matchups,
Mhm.
not just randomly selected games. Because, like you said, you have to play all these teams anyway.
Mhm.
If they're regional geographical rivalries, it's cutting down on travel. You're the Yankees, you're opening your season on the West Coast. It's like, oh my gosh, we're starting with a West Coast trip. It's awful.
No, like they had to go from Florida to Arizona because they
Right,
had to play spring training still.
right,
So
right,
they went from Florida to Arizona to play more spring training, and then they're going to San Francisco to face Logan Webb in an opener at 6 o'clock.
right. When it's going to be 47 degrees out. Yeah, they bungle it consistently. Like I think there's a way to do it, and they're constantly dropping the ball. You know,
It's whatever way they want to do it. The way they're doing it is definitely not the best way to do it.
no, no.
So you can pick a bunch of different ways to do it. Just don't keep doing what you're doing because it's not working.
Yeah, and every live event we've seen on Netflix, it doesn't work. So
That's
they
another thing.
they they bid for all these Logan Paul fights. They bid for football games on Christmas and Christmas Eve, and there's always streaming issues. Always, always, always,
Mhm.
always. It just doesn't seem like it is a platform that lends itself toward a bunch of people turning it on at the same time.
Mhm.
So, if I go in and I watch, Peaky Blinders, and then you go on and watch a James Bond movie 40 minutes apart, their servers can handle that. But if you and
Mhm.
I both go on tomorrow at 9:03 for a 9:05 first pitch, they go, whoa, whoa, wait a second. Everyone's turning on the same channel essentially
Mhm.
at the same time,
Mhm.
and we're not ready for that. And we're not going to add a bunch of bandwidth for one game or one day. It just never works well. Every time they have these live events, it does not work. So
And then,
I won't be
yeah.
surprised tomorrow if it's not a smooth situation. Go ahead.
You know, like if you get to, did you get your MLB.TV subscription?
I did. I just kept it. I didn't do the partnership with ESPN.
You didn't do that.
No.
I thought you had to do that.
No, because you have to then upgrade your ESPN level of membership. So I have like the basic ESPN membership, what used to be ESPN Plus, whatever that's called, ESPN Essential. So in order to be eligible to get the MLB membership, it has to go up one more notch. Does that make sense?
uh,
Yeah, Paul.
so that last segment was brought to you by Netflix.
That's right. We're recording this for Netflix. We're part of the pregame. We're part of the pregame show, as you can tell.
Yeah.
They asked us to try out some of their software, and you can see what's going on. Not working. So this is
No,
what
well,
this is what you can expect tomorrow night. If you're watching the Yankee game, this is what you will get from
right.
Netflix.
It'll just be CC Sabathia giving the play-by-play of it.
Is he doing the pre-buy? Is he doing the game?
Yeah, it's one of the guys from the MLB Network. I forget his name. Is doing the play-by-play, and then it's Sabathia and Hunter Pence in the booth.
Oh gosh, Hunter Pence can be a little bit obnoxious.
Yeah, he's got some. He's high energy.
That's what I was gonna say. He was high energy as a player, which is good, but as an announcer, you know, tone it down a notch or two.
Yeah, take a chill pill.
Um, well, let's get into the Yankees preview here, Paul, so we don't run too long.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we could kind of just go over the roster, some of the decisions, what we're looking at.
Mhm.
I mean, we talked about the roster a little bit. You know, I think I've had a little bit of a, I think I've turned the corner a little bit on the roster.
Okay.
Um,
In a good way or a bad way?
I think in a good way. Like, you know, the roster is the same as it was last year, right?
Hmm.
But that's a roster that won what, 94 games?
For the most
Um,
in the American League.
right. So, you know, you're coming at it from a perspective that the team is basically the same going into this season. They won 94 games, they bring back everybody. You have Caballero instead of Volpe, which I think could be exciting. The
Hmm.
bench I think is better with Rosario, and Randall Grishik crushes left-handed pitching.
Hmm.
He's like a professional hitter type guy who they
Hmm.
just brought in the last couple of weeks.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I know a lot of Yankee fans are yelling and screaming, and you know they got to make these big moves. You and I are of an age older than most people on the YouTubes. You know, we came of age in the Dallas Green days when the team was terrible. Like 94 wins is a lot of wins for a team.
Oh yeah.
So if you win 94 games and then the next year you come back with the same team, that's okay, you know?
Oh, 100%. And I think, and I mentioned this, I think at some point recently, there could be benefits to that. They really haven't had much continuity in that dugout and in that clubhouse for quite some time. There's been a lot of turnover. There's been a lot of trying to piece together a roster around the parts that you couldn't move around. And it's kind of nice in a way, I would think, to have a lot of these guys back because they're familiar with each other. They feel more like a team. Now they have more of a desire to win because you're not bringing in some new guy again, bunch of new guys again. So I think running it back can have its benefits.
Right. And I think you know, when you run it back and everyone's been on the roster, you kind of know your roles, right? Like obviously Judge knows the role in Bellinger and the bigger stars. But I think a guy like McMahon coming back in his second year is going to know his role more because he played with the team last year in
Mm-hmm.
through the playoffs. I think that's a bigger deal than if you say you brought in an Alex Bregman or some big third baseman. They're going to come in and not quite know, hey, where do I fit in on this team?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure they want McMahon to hit, but I'm also sure he feels pretty confident, like, hey, if I lock down third base defensively
Hmm.
lock down the whole left side, really make things easier for Caballero, whoever's playing shortstop, and hit a little bit, that's
Hmm.
the role I have to play. Like,
Hmm.
if the team is needing 25 home runs from Ryan McMahon, something has gone terribly wrong with the rest of the lineup. Like, it's gone awful.
Right.
So he feels comfortable where if they brought somebody else in who's thinking I have to hit 25 home runs, they're like, no, you really don't. Like, that's not what we need you to do. Focus on this other part of your game.
I think you're right. And we have kind of gotten on the Yankees in the past for not really having much personality. Other teams have home run celebrations, and Yankees are kind of always buttoned up. Everything's kind of very straight laced. And not that this year they'll, be putting hats on or holding tridents after a home run or something, but I do think the more comfortable you are with your teammates, the looser you play.
Right.
And they could use a little bit of that around there, I think.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be really interested to see where Caballero fits in because I feel like he has sort of been handed like this golden ticket, right? Volpe's hurt. I mean, he's a guy who was leading the American League, leading the league, I think, in stolen bases when they traded for him and didn't play a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he knows the kind of player he is. He's not trying to be anything he's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
He plays solid defense. He's high energy. He bunts. He has tough at bats. And when he gets on base, he steals bases.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Volpe is more of that player than the player he's become, which is the typical Yankee
Mm-hmm.
long swing. Let me hit 25 home runs and hit 206. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they don't need that player on the team. They need Caballero, right?
Mm-hmm.
They need somebody who's just in there and who's hard to strike out and who's just sort of annoying at the plate. Like he's just a nudge. And then he gets on base and he's just the defense is constantly looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
Volpe was at his first year hopping around at first base and doing all these things. And then after that, he became, well, let me see if I can hit 25 home runs.
No,
Okay.
I
Well,
agree.
well, you hit 23 home runs, but you hit 207. So when you weren't hitting a home run, you were striking out, which that wasn't great because they threw you three straight fastballs and you missed them all. So I think it'll be interesting to see how he sort of fits in early season and what that means for Volpe when he's healthy.
I think Volpe is going to be checking the box score every every day to see what Caballero did in the
Oh
lineup.
yeah, yeah. I think he's gonna be texting Aaron Boone and be like, hey Skip, you need anything from Starbucks on the way in? I'm stopping. I can stop for you, you know?
Bet you Jose Caballero didn't use you Starbucks.
Yeah. And I think like after a couple weeks, if Caballero is playing well, Aaron Boone's reply is gonna be like, new phone, who dis? You know? That's what'll be interesting to see. That'll be a good problem to have if that's the problem they have.
Mhm.
But yes, I think Anthony Volpe is going to be very nervous about that.
Another thing I'm interested in outside of the Volpe thing, because I'm with you on that, and the Caballero thing, is how long of a leash does Trent Grisham have
Yeah,
before they call up Jason Dominguez?
yeah.
Like, how long will they go with Trent Grisham batting 200?
$25 million long.
How long is that? 162 games? What's the conversion on that?
Yeah, I don't know, man, because it's a good point, you know. Um, I think that was a huge mistake. I don't know if they didn't think he was going to take the qualifying offer. I think if you got anyone in an honest moment of truth, they would not be happy with paying him that money. I think they want him on the team, but I don't think they want to be paying him whatever the qualifying offer is, 24, 25, 26 million
I mean,
dollars.
they'll be happy paying him it if he has the season he had last season.
Right. Right.
And maybe he will. A lot of, you can't make a lot out of spring training. I've seen him a little bit this spring training, and he looks like garbage. But a lot of people look like garbage in spring training. But
Right. And
if
like you were
it's,
talking about last time, Spencer Jones looks like Barry Bonds, but when he gets in games with pitchers at log big league and even minor league innings, he strikes out 65% of the time. So,
100%.
and I think the
Right.
Yankees know that, which is why they're like, pump the brakes. He's going to start the year in AAA.
Right.
Um,
And I think that's fair, but if it's a Memorial Day and Grisham's hitting around 200 and Dominguez is hitting 380 in AAA, they're going to have a lot of people saying, when's Dominguez coming up?
and what did Grisham hit last year, Paul?
I want to say he batted around 240.
Okay, let's go to the videotape here. Trent Grisham last year. Ooh, 235.
Round it up, 240.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if he's way down in the 200s, I mean, that's rough, you
I
know?
mean, he was batting over 300 for a long time last year and then slowly nosedived. So, if he's hitting 230, 220, but is hitting home runs at the rate he was hitting them last year, he'll stay in the lineup.
I mean, what
You know what I
worries
mean?
me about Trent Grisham, right? Obviously, he hit 34 home runs. But I
Mhm.
mean, his batting average for the three previous years was under 200. I mean, it was 190, 198, and 184.
And that was in 152 games.
Right.
Oh my God.
He was playing a lot. It wasn't
That's
like he was a part-time player. And his home runs, it's really an outlier. I mean, his totals are 6, 10, 15, 17, 13, 9, 34. I mean, it jumped a ton.
that was a full season of batting in front of Aaron Judge.
Right.
So,
Right. So if he's way down low in the twos, I imagine they're going to let him play for a while because that's still 80 points above his average, you know? And if he's hitting
uh,
home runs, but I mean, I, I like the decision to start Spencer Jones. I know a lot of people are going crazy about Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez in the
no,
minor leagues. There's nowhere to put those guys.
no.
Like they have nowhere to play, and both of them need at bats. And like, last year when left-handed relievers came in the game, there was no one to pinch hit. Ahmed Rosario, who's a fine player. There's nothing wrong with him. But I mean, he started a playoff game because
I
there was
know.
no right-handed bats. So I think Randall Grichuk is a good pickup, and Paul Goldschmidt still hits lefties really well.
Mhm.
So you're not going to drop either one of those guys. You have to have a catcher. I mean, I know JC Escara, it's a flaw because your backup catcher is also left-handed,
Mhm.
but I don't think there's anyone in the minor league system who's ready to take that backup catching role.
No, they traded them all.
Right. And Rosario's sort of your utility infielder who sort of plays everywhere on the infield and a little bit of outfield if you need it.
Mhm.
So, you're not going to bring Dominguez and Spencer Jones up to sit the bench. I mean, that becomes one heck of a AAA outfield, though.
Yeah, it does.
Now I think me personally, if Grisham's playing well and Spencer Jones and Dominguez are playing well in AAA, you have to trade those two guys, right? Like, what are you holding on to him for?
Well, I don't know because you only have Grisham for this year.
Right, but you have Bellinger and Judge. So you only
I
have
know.
one spot in the outfield.
I know.
And the whole rest of your outfield is locked up pretty long term.
Yeah,
So I mean, I guess you can keep one of them, but there's only so many spots these guys can play.
I know. I guess you could. It's tough with Stanton too, who's just anchored himself to the DH spot.
Yeah, since the trade.
So yeah, well, what's going to happen is they'll work it out this year. Grisham will hit or not hit. They'll bring up Dominguez. or Spencer Jones to play the outfield in if they have to for anybody. They'll make it work this year, and the next year there'll be no baseball. Trent Grisham won't be on the team,
Yeah.
and when baseball comes back, Spencer Jones will be 36 years old. So it's not going to matter anyway.
Can no one teach Spencer Jones to play first base? He's like 6'7" and lefty.
I,
You
I
know,
know,
how did he never
right?
play first base ever?
I know, but then what do you do with Ben Rice?
Yeah, I know. Ben Rice is a another DH. They have so many DHs. It's amazing that the Yankees are full of guys who can't really play the field, you know? And then they have a 6'7" generational hitter who can kind of play most of the outfield really well.
Right.
The guy who you look at and should not be able to play defense can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you think, Paul, about pitching? So Luis Heel is starting the year in AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they're saying this is because they only need a four-man rotation because, as previously mentioned, the schedule is so goofy at the beginning of the year. He's
Mm-hmm.
also been awful in spring training, like
Right. I'm sure that had something to do with it.
terrible. Uh, Cole's still hurt. Rodon is still hurt. Clark Schmidt is still hurt,
Mm-hmm.
which those four guys, Rodon, Cole, Luis Heel, and Clark Schmidt's a pretty good starting rotation without the other guys who will be the starting rotation.
Right.
Like, I think the potential for the starting rotation is elite. So they're going to go
Yeah.
with Freed, Cam Schlittler, Will Warren, and the newly acquired Ryan Stormy Weathers.
Who also has been horrible this spring.
He has been, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think his ERA is around 13 or something like that.
I mean, I was told he was a good pitcher, but what I've seen doesn't add up to that.
So I think that's part of the reason Heel is going to the minors, right? They traded for Ryan Weathers. They gave up quite a bit for him too, for someone most people don't know about.
Yeah.
And they're not going to send him to the minors. A, I don't know if he has any options, and obviously Heel does, but I don't think they're going to just trade for somebody and then send him to the minors to start the season. That's a bad look.
Right. To just acquire him and then trade him and then
Right.
put him in the minors, right?
Right.
So I mean, Ryan Weathers' career doesn't look amazing.
And he's hurt all the time. Look at those innings pitched.
Right. I mean, that's the thing that I remember when they traded for him that they said he's always hurt. I
Yeah.
mean, he's never pitched more. Last year was the most he's pitched. Oh no, 2 years ago, 86 innings. Last year he pitched 38 innings. 2 years ago he pitched 13 innings, 44, 57. It's not great.
I mean, you look at his ERA, and they're always talking about his ability to miss bats, but yeah, obviously you got to see it on the field. I mean, whether it's Ryan Weathers or Luis Heel, to me, it like doesn't really matter. I think
Yeah.
ultimately Heel's career is going to be in the bullpen anyway.
I agree with that. I think there might be some logic behind them moving Heel to AAA to prepare him to come back as a relief pitcher.
Because he's definitely once you mentioned all those guys coming back, there's no space for him.
No. I mean, once you have Cole, Rodon, Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, then the final spot is between Will Warren, Luis Heel, and Clark Schmidt. I don't is Clark Schmidt's out for the whole year?
No, I think he's coming back like middle season, something like that.
Right. And he was great last year until he sort of ran out of gas. But Will Warren has a
Will
higher,
Warren. Yeah, I think Will Warren's had a great year last year.
yeah. So, but if you look at the bullpen, like the back end of the bullpen has a chance to be pretty special. If you work backwards, right? If you go Bednar, because I got sold on Bednar in the World Baseball Classic.
That
He
dude
looked
got out of some pretty tight jams.
right. He just had an aura about him that looked like a
Closer.
closer.
Exactly.
Doval looked good in the World Baseball Classic, and so did
Mhm.
Fernando Cruz. And I mean, we saw Cruz for a lot of years. Like
Mhm.
when his splitter fastball combination is on, it's as good as it gets. The
He gets
problem
fired up.
is like everybody, the squishy middle of the bullpen is really weak.
Mhm.
I mean, Tim Hill, you could only count him out for
The,
so long, but like
the
he,
mailman.
the mailman, he just delivers. Like he's on time every day. He just the letters come. So you can't count him out anymore. But Jake Bird, you know,
The guy they acquired at the trade deadline, and he made like one appearance, and they got sent to the minor
right.
leagues.
Paul Blackburn. I mean, Ryan Yarborough, Brent Hendrick, and Cade Winquist.
You hear that Cade Winquist guy is the first Rule 5 pick the Yankees have made since 2011?
Yeah, because if you make a Rule 5 pick, they have to make the roster, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Well, so I wouldn't pick one either because if you take the Rule 5 guy in the draft, you get him
No,
into
if
camp.
they don't make your roster, they just go back to the team you got them from.
Right. But you give
So
up, you lose something, I thought.
you lose like a pick or something.
I don't remember. There's something that happens.
It's just you can only protect so many guys. So if
Right.
they're not on your 40 man, you can pick anybody off that roster.
Yeah.
And if they don't make your team, you just got to give them back. I don't think you lose anything.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know it's like some teams do it more than others, you know.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean, it just seemed like a really long time for the Yankees to have to make one
yeah.
of those.
No, it's awful, man.
I think he was from the Cardinals or something.
Let's here you go. I pulled it up, Paul. We'll learn a little something today.
If you gander,
Take a gander here from MLB. Held each December, the Rule 5 draft allows clubs without a full 40-man roster to select certain non-40-man players from other clubs. Clubs draft in reverse order of standings from the previous season. Players signed at age 18 or younger need to be added to their club's 40-man rosters within 5 seasons or they become eligible for the Rule 5 draft. Players who signed at age 19 or older need to be protected within 4 seasons. Not every club will make a selection, but those that do pick a player must pay $100,000 to the club from which said player was selected. Rule
yes,
5 draft picks are assigned directly to the drafting club's 26-man roster and must be placed on outright waivers in order to be removed from the 26-man roster in the subsequent season. Should the player clear waivers, he must be offered back to his previous team for $50,000 and can be outrighted to the minors only if his original club does not wish to reacquire him. A Rule 5 draft pick may be placed on the Major League injured list, but he must be active for a minimum of 90 days to avoid being subject to the aforementioned roster restrictions in the next campaign. Clubs may trade a player selected in the Rule 5 draft, but the same restrictions apply to the player's new organization. So, what that tells me, Paul, is Brian Cashman doesn't know how that works, so he refuses to do the Rule 5 draft.
I guess it kind of made sense because it said it's only for teams that don't have a complete 40 man roster.
Right.
So I wonder if in years past the Yankees are always operating
I'm
like
sure
that.
they always have a full 40 man where teams like the Pirates who are trading everybody all the time, they're like, we got like 5 spots open on our 40 man. We just traded half our big league club.
Right.
So we might as well take a few guys from this 40 man, you know?
Like maybe that's it. Or maybe they're always picking so late in the Rule 5 draft that there really isn't much.
Yeah.
Because you see teams doing it a lot, but maybe not towards the end of the standings. I don't know.
But that was
But
interesting
then,
about the age as well, that if you're signed at 19 or older to be protected within 4 seasons.
right.
Yeah. So I'm
But he's
I'm
had a
worried
decent
about the
spring, that
middle.
guy, so we'll see.
I'm worried about the middle of that bullpen, you know. Once you get to Duvall and Cruz and Bednar and Doval, you know, obviously they're not going to be perfect, but I'm worried about relying on Jake Bird and Blackburn and Hendrick to get outs consistently.
Hmm.
So if they can get Heel to, because I mean he's like a two pitch pitcher, right? He throws like a fastball and a slider,
I think he's got a changeup too, but it's
right?
not.
So his repertoire kind of lends itself to being a relief pitcher, and he throws
Right.
hard, like
Right. Will Warren is a much more set up to be a starting pitcher.
right. Um, so I mean I know no one wants to, I guess, go into the bullpen, but it's sort of like Clay Holmes. Like I don't know. I always thought Clay Holmes was a more effective uh relief pitcher.
Hmm.
But that's just me. I don't know. So I
And
would
like you said, like most teams, middle relief is
right,
the weak point. I also think if you make it to October, those guys aren't making getting meaningful outs anyway.
right.
By the time that rolls around, you'll have some of these guys who are starting coming out of the bullpen, or you would have acquired somebody, or they have what's his name, that prospect Lestrange or
Carlos
Lestrange,
Lajrange.
right?
Yeah.
Um, you'll have guys like that coming up to get outs in big spots in September or October. So
I mean, if everyone comes back healthy, Cam Schlittler's not going to be starting playoff games. Who's going to be out in the bullpen? He's not starting over Cole, Rodon, Max Fried. I
right.
mean, you're not going to really need four starters. Like I know he had a pitch last year, but I don't know. So I think they're going to bring him to AAA, and I hope they get him comfortable in a bullpen role because it would help the team.
So I heard this debate on the radio up here. I want your take.
Okay.
Cam Schlittler is starting the third game of the season,
Okay.
which makes Will Warren start the home opener.
Okay.
The debate was that they should have had Cam Schlittler pitch the home opener
What
because it's a bigger moment, a more prestigious spot, and he earned it more than Will Warren did.
do you mean earned it more? Because he
I
pitched in the
guess
playoffs?
he deserves it more.
I don't agree with that at all.
Me neither.
Uh, I mean,
Will Warren pitched all season.
yeah, and what did Cam Schlittler pitch? So what one of the
Cam
topics
Schlittler
I
won the game 5 game against the Red Sox.
yeah, you know, so one of the things I had was, you know, I think I think Caballero's been handed this golden ticket. I think it's Ben Rice's sort of put up or shut up year for his career. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is the year he's going to turn the corner on can he field first base competently enough to say his bat is good enough to play baseball, essentially. He's not a catcher. We know that. The
Mm-hmm.
Yankees have a DH. They really have Judge who should DH more than he does. Dominguez essentially is the DH in waiting. He can't play the field. He's a liability. He has to play first base.
Mm-hmm.
But the ball gets thrown to you an awful lot over there. So that's great that he hits the ball over the field, but we also he can't not scoop anything. You know, me and Volpe, our relationship is not great, you know? um, but some of those errors on Volpe are things that Goldschmidt would have scooped. And,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Alonso might have scooped him. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Rice is not an average first baseman. He's bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love him as a hitter. I think he's amazing, but he has to turn the corner fielding wise.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad fielder.
Well, yes, the the fielding versus the hitting has to yield like a net gain. So either you need to hit 50 home runs
Right.
and then no one will care what you play at first base, like David Ortiz when he was playing first base or Rafael Devers or something. Or your fielding needs to be good enough to make up for the fact that you're only going to hit 28 home runs,
Right.
whatever it is. Like they need to average out to be a net win.
Um, but one of the other takes was the Cam Slitler thing that, he had a great postseason, but he didn't pitch a whole year. What did he pitch? 3 games in the regular season?
Wasn't much.
So, I just don't know that. Let's compare him side by side to Will Warren. Um, let's see. Okay, let's bring this up here. So Will Warren and Cam Schlittler side by side. So Will Warren started 39 games, 38 games. He's pitched 185 innings. He's 9-11, much higher ERA.
Mhm.
His 200 strikeouts. What this is interesting that their strikeout percentage is so
Very
similar.
similar. Yeah.
When you think of Cam Schlitter just like mowing people down, they're actually very close in age. I thought Will Warren was a lot older than Cam Schlitter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, outside, I understand he pitched an amazing playoff game, but, you know, I don't think that earns you the home opener. If there's just a situation where it's Will Warren's turn, you know?
Right.
I don't think you move around your rotation and go, well, Cam Schlittler has to start the home opener because that playoff game he started, he earned it. Well, this is how we set up a rotation based on body of evidence, you know?
And Will Warren, I know his ERA is ugly. He had a couple really bad starts, and he got kind of thrown into the fire, you know?
Yeah.
It was like Garrett Cole's going to need season-ending surgery, and then Clark Schmidt needed surgery, and it's like, all right, well, Will Warren's going to go up here and pitch. And the first couple of games were pretty dicey, but I bet you if you looked at his season overall, after that first, month where he had some games where he let up some crooked numbers, he pitched well,
Yeah.
and
I
he's
mean,
pitched really well this spring. I think he's actually going to have a pretty good season.
yeah, I mean, I've always liked Will Warren. I think he has a good repertoire. He seems like a good pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I mean, that's a silly thing to me. Like even the opening day starter thing, if it lines up with how your rotation is coming out of spring training, but if it doesn't happen to line up right, oh well, you know? Like I know everyone wants to be named the opening day starter and all that stuff, but like I wouldn't be like, well, we can't pitch Garrett Cole because it doesn't line up right. Well, let's pitch him on short rest. He earned it. Well, let's not do that,
Right.
you know?
But I
Like,
guess the argument was they're both, you could start Will Warren in Schlittler's spot, and that really wouldn't be that big of a change to the rotation.
right, but he's just going to pitch the next game, right?
Right. I know. I think it's more as Yankee fans feel more of a connection or have more of a place for Cam Schlittler because of his game against the Red Sox in the postseason. So
And he,
people would be more interested and motivated to go cheer for him
yeah.
in the home opener than Will Warren.
Here's what, as a lifelong Yankee fan, my whole entire life, right? Since I was born, I cannot stand about Yankee fans that they get this involved. We get this involved, I guess. I don't know. To think we get to make some decision about the lineup or the starters based on our feelings about it, so to speak.
Like we're
And
entitled to that.
well, we're entitled to it, but then it's like, well, Cam Schlittler should pitch for us, for the fans, because he pitched so well in that playoff game. If Cam Schlittler has 2 bad outings, Yankee fans are going to boo him. Like they
Right.
boo everybody all the time.
Because
Like
they're entitled to that too.
because they're entitled to that too. That's the problem I have.
Mm-hmm.
That's they might boo Will Warren. Don't even doubt for a second there won't be some small delegation of like, hey, we should boo Will Warren. He's not Cam Schlittler. He shouldn't even be starting
Mm-hmm.
this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's such a quick trigger on. Well, we're just gonna boo him. That's what we do. It's just tough to play here. No, you're kind of being jerks, is what you're being.
And I think it's just very dismissive of a guy who made 30 starts.
Right.
Like he made 30 starts for
And,
you.
and he's from your system. Will Warren is a system guy. Like he came up, I think the Yankees drafted Will Warren.
Yeah.
Like he's a New York Yankee product, I believe. I'm gonna double check right now, but I'm pretty sure Will Warren was drafted by the Yankees.
I think
Let's
he
see.
was too.
Like so I don't that's the stuff I can't stand, like that kind of stuff. Drafted by the New York Yankees in the eighth round from Southeastern Louisiana University. Yep. He's from Mississippi.
Listen to this.
Have you ever heard Will Warren talk?
No.
I mean, he must have a southern accent. He's from Mississippi and went to southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah. Listen to this. In 2025, New York Yankees pitcher Will Warren made 33 starts. As a rookie, he led all Major League Baseball rookies in starts, strikeouts, and innings pitched.
He didn't earn anything, Paul, because he didn't pitch
But
against
I
the
want to
Blue
see
Jays.
Slittler. I want to see Slittler. That was my
Who,
Bronx accent.
who's the tall guy who throws 102? Bring that guy out here. You know, the tall one.
I
He's
know.
6'6". He throws 100 miles an hour.
How come nobody's talking? Like people are like, Luis Gil's going to AAA. He won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago.
Right.
Like we still hang on that Rookie of the Year thing that Luis Gil won 2 years ago. But
Right.
nobody's talking about the fact that Will Warren led every rookie in the major leagues in strikeouts and innings pitched.
Yeah. But it's like such a, I mean, Cam Slitler's pitched like 17 innings. Like, well, I shouldn't say so. He pitched like 70 innings last year. But he was 4-3, you know? I, I get it. He
Against the
pitched
Red Sox was his best start. He pitched against the Blue Jays and didn't pitch all that great.
right. I understand. He throws 100 miles an hour, and that gets everyone all feeling funny down in their loins. But like, let's let the guy pitch more than 5 games
Yeah,
before we get a little nuts about it.
I'll let you.
You know? I don't understand. You know, again, I remember back in the day when Alvaro Espinosa was playing shortstop on opening day. So relax. If you predate the Jeter era, you saw some garbage teams. No
You
offense
were
to
like that
Alvaro
back.
Espinosa.
You were like that back then, though. You're like, they should be batting Pat Kelly ahead of Alvaro Espinosa.
Roberto Kelly and Luis Polonia, that's an outfield. Come on. What are you doing,
Yeah.
Dallas Green?
We got Matt Noakes.
Steve Balboni at first. Steve Sachs at second. Alvaro Espinosa at short.
Hags at third.
Now that's a ball club. How could you be 14 games under 500 to that team, Dallas Green?
Dennis Rasmussen should be starting the whole over.
Yeah, I mean, well, who were even the pitchers on that team? I think Dave Righetti was already gone, wasn't he?
He was.
I mean, those were tough teams to watch. You know, you start liking the Yankees in the 90s, you think it's just World Series and playoffs every year. It's
Not,
not. I promise you.
not in 86.
Not in 80 through 94. They were terrible.
When we were 0 through 14.
That's right. That's right. My formative years, they were terrible. So you're looking forward to it, Paul? New season's upon us. Birth of a, new day. It's like having a new child.
Got that new season smell.
I was excited. For some reason, I thought the game was on at 3 o'clock and I'd still be stuck at work. But then I was excited. So, you know, half glass went from half empty to all the way in. I don't know how to look at it. I don't know the analogy I'm looking for. I can't put my finger on it.
But there's a glass with liquid.
There was a glass with liquid in it, and I was like, oh, it's not. I'll be home from work. But then I was like, son of a gun, it's at 9 o'clock though. I'll be up till freaking midnight.
The glass went from half empty to half full, back to half empty.
It went from half empty to overflowing, and now I got a spill on my hands. But I can't cry about spilled milk. So, I was like, well,
I,
I'll be home to watch the game, but it'll be late. Late game.
I feel like it doesn't feel like baseball starts tomorrow.
No.
I don't know if it's because it's so early in the season or if it's like we just came off the World Baseball Classic and then now there was like this weird lull of it starting again. I don't know if it's because it's a Wednesday night on Netflix. The Yankees are on the road. I don't know if it's because it's still 40 degrees in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I haven't taken my Yankee jacket off
Yeah,
all week.
I'm rocking the Trenton Thunder hat tonight.
Ooh,
Old school.
that is old school. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Um, but I just love baseball season in general.
Yeah, I'm excited for just every night, 7 p.m. MLB app. Just pick a game.
Yeah,
Well, one that's not blacked out because MLB can't get their head out of their own
yeah.
behinds and go, "Oh,
Maybe
you're
cheat,
not allowed to watch this game. You're in a region where this game's unavailable." Oh, great. Thanks. Sorry.
or it's Friday and you're not on Apple TV
Right. Sorry
Plus.
for paying $150 a year to want to watch baseball, but because I live somewhat close to that area, I can't watch that game. But
So, what do you think? You think the Yankees win the American League East or no?
I think, I was looking at some of the over unders or whatever, the odds or man, everyone but the Dodgers is like bunched up at like 90 wins. It's actually kind of crazy, like 88 to 90 wins. I
Mm-hmm.
think the Yankees are sort of in that mix. Like I think most people have the Dodgers winning like 102.5 games. And then everyone else, I mean, obviously like the Rockies are like 55 games. Like they have awful, just terrible, which, you know, but I think a
Speaking of
lot
the
of the
Speaking of
eight,
the Rockies, did you hear this stat during the World Baseball Classic that the number of free agent pitchers the Rockies have signed in the last 10 years?
I would guess zero.
I told that to someone today and they guessed zero too.
Yeah.
It's three.
30?
Three
Oh, three. Yeah.
in 10 years.
Was it one of them Mike Hampton?
One of them was Mike Hampton. One of them was Michael Lorenzen
Okay.
this year because he was pitching against
From
the
Team
U.S.
Italia, huh?
I don't know
Hey.
who the third one is, but three. How can you have an organization in a sport that can sign three pitchers every decade? Anyway,
I mean, that team is, I mean, if the over under is 55 games, that means a legitimate like betting houses are predicting them to lose 110 games.
mm-hmm.
That's a lot of losses.
Well, they've had a lot of losses recently.
I
You
mean,
know they're bad when you play fantasy baseball. Nobody ever takes a Rockies pitcher. You know what I'm saying?
right, 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 right.
But you know it's bad when you don't even want any of their hitters. Like you used to be like, all right, they stink. They're never going to win because they're never going to have pitching.
Right.
But they have a bunch of guys that are going to light it up because they're playing
They're playing that
with no
course.
atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
But even now, I mean, there's what are you going after? Hunter Goodman?
Yeah, because even like the hitters that looked promising, like Ezekiel Tovar,
Mm-hmm.
and who's their center fielder?
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah, both of them turned out to be like contact hitters who can run. So like they'll probably hit a bunch of home runs in cores, but they're not like guys you would want on a fantasy team.
No,
Like,
and they're not even that good.
but didn't like Willie Castro or
Willie
did
Castro's there now. Yeah,
why did like somebody else would have wanted him to sign with them, right?
maybe he likes to skate.
Or he likes to smoke weed, you know? I mean,
Or both.
I just don't I would love to be an MLB insider, but not a boring one,
Mhm.
and write a book that is like, all right, so really, why the why the Rockies? Give me the honest inside story of, you're now retired 5 years later. In 2026, you signed with the Colorado Rockies. Like, what's the deal? And it could be as simple as like, oh, my parents retired to Colorado, so I could spend the next 2 years playing there and they can watch every game. Okay, that makes sense. Or like, did you get no offers from any other teams?
Mhm.
Because I would wait. I'd still not be signed. I'm not playing. Like, somebody will sign me eventually. I'd rather not be signed than go play for a team that's going to lose 110 games. Like, what's the I don't understand the point of it.
And
And it's not like it's a well-run organization. So, like, oh, well, here we go.
mhm.
It doesn't, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Like Bryce Harper, I think when he signed with the Phillies, said something on some podcast where the Dodgers had offered him a bunch of money, but when he sat down and did the math, he was going to lose so much of that contract in taxes, it didn't make any sense to take the extra money because he
Mhm.
actually was going to make more money living in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
Well, that's interesting. So
Mhm.
like, is there some tax loophole or something in Colorado that you're like, well, actually by signing here, I can do this, this, and that? I don't know. But there's got to be
Maybe
some reason that you would go
maybe he
play
likes
there.
the color purple.
Right. There's something. Give me something. But like, it's the same with New York. Like, it's not cheap to live in New York. So I'd be curious, like, outside of the Yankees, like, why go play for the Yankees? Like, you want to win. The Yankees haven't won in a long time.
Well, it's the pinstripes.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have that feeling, right?
I
But
think baseball people in general like the Yankees.
But like if you're Will Warren, let's say you're a free agent and you're Will Warren and you went to Southeast Louisiana and are from Mississippi. Well, Manhattan's kind of a culture shock.
A little different.
Yeah, a little different. So like how much freedom are you using when you're signing these contracts? Are you just like, "Hey, give me the top dollar I can get?" Maybe it's that much of a different world where you're like, "You know what? Uh I just want every dollar I can get. It's not, you and I are looking at it, go, what's the difference between 2.5 million and 2.9 million? Who cares? You're playing baseball. But they're like, no, I want the 2.8 million. I'd rather go here.
Right.
So, but no, I think the AL East is going to be super competitive. Um, but I like that the Yankees have a veteran team that have chemistry and good starting pitching.
Mhm.
If the bullpen can hold up, I like their chances. And I think it actually is a benefit that some of their better starters are hurt but returning sort of staggered at different points because it's almost like trades, right? When you
Mhm.
get Rodon back, when you get Cole back, when you get Schmidt back, it can be a little bit of a jolt to the system. If things are hitting a lull, well, now all of a sudden Garrett Cole comes back to see, in my opinion, you should set up a Garrett Cole first start back for Yankee Stadium, right?
Mhm.
You should set up Carlos Rodon's first start back at Yankee Stadium. That's a different situation than this.
What about
And
Clark Schmidt? Does he get a home start or you just start him in Kansas City?
I mean, probably I would try to set up all those guys return for let them start at home on the home mound in front of the home fans to feel that energy. But
I
they're all
think
going to give a jolt when they get back
I
in
agree.
terms of, hey, sort of reinforcements coming in,
And I
you
think
know?
if you're starting the season knowing you have people coming along the way gives you
Right.
a different mindset.
Yep.
Like if you start playing well off the gate, you go, wow, we're playing well, and we're not even as good as we're going to be yet.
Yep.
I think the Yankee season, the success of the Yankees regular season is going to hinge mostly on the development and advancement of some of those players. Like, is Ben Rice have another gear? Does Ryan McMahon not going to lead the league in strikeouts? Does Volpe and Wells have a year better than the years they've had the last couple of years. Like there's not only do they have these pitchers coming in and these reinforcements, but there's like room for improvement there too. Like
Mm,
Giancarlo Stanton's not going to hit 60 home runs. You know what I mean? Trent Grisham's not going to hit 50 home runs. Bellinger is going to be Bellinger. Judge is going to be Judge. Stanton's going to be Stanton. You have these guys who are there, but you have a handful of guys like Ben Rice could hit 49 home runs this year.
right,
Ben Rice hits 49 home runs this year. The Yankees are in a good spot.
right.
And Wells coming out of that World Baseball Classic, he looked great.
Yep,
If he can translate that over and have a much better season than he in year three, so that's the crazy thing.
yep.
Now, if what we see is what we get with those guys, it'll probably be pretty much like last season where you're going to have them battling it out, with Toronto and the Red Sox. So,
And everyone was giving Jazz a hard time because he was saying he wanted to go 50-50. I'd rather have a player that comes out and says, I want to go 50-50 or whatever he said. Shohei Ohtani was the only one to go 50-50 for now.
mm-hmm.
Than him come out and say, well, I hope to hit 20 home runs this year. I'd much rather a guy come out and be like, no, like that guy did
Right.
it. He's the only one that's done it so far. I think I can do it too. Okay, great.
Go for it.
Good. Be aggressive. Like that's good. He's a young player who has speed and power. I hope he comes out and wants to
I
try to
think
do
he's in a
something that's
contract year too. So
unprecedented. Right.
he's in a contract year, so there's that.
I'd much rather see that. I think Caballero is the same way. I think he's the type of player that's going to be the starting shortstop for the Yankees and is going to make them pry that job away from him. He's not going to be like, "Oh, okay, I tried my best. Here you go, Anthony. I'll go
Mm-hmm.
back to the bench." He's not going to do that.
No.
However many games he plays, he's going to be like, "Hey, in this many games, I stole 32 bases and I'm hitting 260 and I haven't made an error yet. If you now want to sit me on the bench, you're going to have some explaining to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know?" And he's going to be sort of the energizer bunny of the team. That's just who he is. You can see how he played in the World Baseball Classic. He's out there having fun, playing loose, annoying people on the other team. So it's Volpe's got a tough road when he comes back. But that's not a bad thing to have competition,
No, I
you
think
know?
we talked about that in past years, how they just basically gave shortstop to Volpe with no pressure of it ever going away.
Right.
And
Yep.
had he not got hurt, I don't know if there would even be pressure.
No, that would just be his job still. Right. That's right.
Right?
Yep. Well, tomorrow night, Paul, we'll see how it all plays out. And then tune in here for maybe nightly, maybe weekly, who knows. We'll post videos as often as we can talking about the Yankees and other baseball related topics. So
That'll be awesome.
probably not tomorrow's post game because that would be in the very early morning hours.
No.
But some other time for sure. So we have to do the next video. We'll probably do our preseason bets and predictions,
Mm-hmm.
even though there'll be a few games played, but that's okay. We can cheat it a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think that'll influence us too
No,
much.
no, we'll do that. We'll do that one next, and then we'll start rolling with weekly check-ins.
Word up.
All right, YouTube. See you next week.